Okay, lovelies. Relaxing on your mats. And just allow your arms to rest by the side of your body. It's nice to turn your palms up if that's comfortable for you. And just taking a moment to notice how you feel. How do you feel physically? How do you feel mentally and emotionally? Notice if your mind is busy. The monkey mind, which we often have. Or whether you can just take a few moments and follow your breath and allow the mind to slow down a little and settle. So breathing into your belly, feeling that lovely expansion as the breath moves gently up into the chest, and a nice slow exhale. And often allowing the exhale to be just slightly longer than the inhale will calm us, stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest. As you lie here, notice if you really need this today, or whether you're just going to enjoy it as you always do, that mind-body connection that we have. And some of you have been coming quite a while, and it's really nice to reflect back on and how far you've come in your yogic journey, not just physically and with flexibility, but perhaps in your lung capacity, how you breathe, how you embrace life, whether you're calmer with people, more tolerant, whether you're more self-accepting of yourself. And you can allow yourself in that non-egoic way to actually appreciate and love yourself. So root down. Take your energies through the soles of your feet like roots into the ground. Just scan through your energy centers. Let's start at the crown. Just check in how the energy feels here. And then your third eye at your forehead. Notice how your neck and your throat feels. And then our heart center, so the front of our chest and also the upper back and our arms down to our hands. Notice with awareness your solar plexus above your navel. And then below your navel, your sacral, which is linked with your lower back and lower digestive system. And then finally root. Just being aware of the base of the spine and the legs, all the way down to your toes. So I'm going to join you lying down, and we'll start our stretches and Paramuktasana 1, the warm-up sequence. So when you next inhale, taking your right arm up and over, and allowing the hand just to fall to the floor behind you. Notice whether you can touch the floor or whether the hand is still lifted. And then we'll raise our toes and bring our foot into a flexed position and enjoy a really lovely stretch here. So lowering the leg, pushing down into the heel, creating some space through your waist and raising the arm, stretching the palm and the fingers, and just starting to feel a bit active in this side of the body, our masculine side, Pingala. Point your toes. Everything on the left is relaxed. We're just stretching the right side. And then when you're ready, exhale and just let everything soften. Let the arm float down to the side of your body. Palms turn up again into Shavasana. And let's do the same the other side. So inhale, left arm over. And again, lifting your toes. Foot is in a flexed position. So nice stimulation through your calf muscle, and then reaching up to the fingertips on the left side, Ida, our feminine aspect, and just creating some space here. Point your toes, left side. And then relax. On the exhale, arm down. Noticing any tingliness in your hands. And then when you're ready, both arms over on the inhale. Maybe just tuck the chin in ever so gently and then just enjoy a really lovely stretch as if it's the first stretch of the morning. Flexing your feet, then point your toes, then flex again. Just move your ankles backwards and forwards. Lovely stretch into the shoulder blades. And then when you're ready, exhale, arms down. Palms up for a moment. And just notice if you just feel a little bit longer and taller and there's a bit more space through your spine and through your body. So we'll draw our right knee into our chest and hands around the shin. Let's take a deep breath in together. And then exhale as you come up. Bring your forehead towards your knee. And let all the breath leave your body and hold the breath outside just for a moment. When you're ready, inhale, come down. And then swap legs. So right leg goes down and the left knee comes in. Same again, hands around the shin. Deep breath. Exhale as you come up, forehead towards the knee. Notice how this feels today, whether you're feeling quite flexible through the spine or whether it's difficult. Inhale when you're ready to come down. And then both knees into our chest. And doing this a third time. Deep breath. Exhale up. Really feel all the breath leave your body, all that stagnant air that sometimes gets stuck when we only half breathe. Hold the breath out. And then inhale, come down. Hold your hands on your knees and then just gently rock side to side. Or make some little circles on the lower back, massaging our spine and our digestive system. And then we'll roll up to seated, coming into our warm-up series 1. Paramuktasana 1 is the anti-rheumatic movement. So coming on your cushions if that's comfortable, or you can sit on the floor with your legs out. Whatever feels comfortable. Not everyone sits on the cushions. I like to because it lifts the hips over the knees and it has a little bit more of a comfortable feeling through your spine. So, and then what we can do is bring one foot into the centre and then the other foot is out. So rather than crossing like that, if you can take your knees out, only if that works. The main thing is you're comfortable. Okay. Bringing your hands to chin mudra, first finger and thumb, just rest the fingers out. Okay, so have a moment, close your eyes. And just become aware of your breath. Breathing to the belly. Feeling the movement into the chest of the breath. Then when we're ready, we'll just take the chin down to our chest. Pausing here for a moment, just notice all the tension you might be holding in the neck and shoulders. And then we'll breathe in and take the chin up to the ceiling. And lovely stretch through the throat, imagining a lovely pale blue around your neck. And then let's take the chin down again. Pausing again just to notice what you're still holding here. And then once more up. We'll do all these exercises twice, each one that we do. Coming back to centre. We're going to tilt the head to the right. So just bringing the right ear to the right shoulder, still facing forwards. And then sweep over to the other side, left ear to left shoulder. And noticing that lovely stretch. Same again. Both sides. And left. Does one feel better than the other? Coming back to centre, and now we're going to just turn the head as if we're looking over the right shoulder. Sweep over to the left. Trying to keep the shoulders nice and level. Over to the right again. And then left. Coming back to centre. Just take the chin down and we'll take the head in a full rotation all the way round once in each direction. And just enjoy this slow movement and all the funny noises that you hear. Coming back. Okay, opening your eyes and then bringing your arms out in front of you. And then thumbs in, thumbs out. We're just warming up every single joint in our body before we begin our practice. Fingers and thumbs, and then palms up and then down. Lovely stretch. And then rotating. And the other way a few times. Okay, palms up. Lower the shoulders. Sometimes we're a bit like this, so just drop shoulders. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So tune into your elbows. How do they feel as you move them today? And then just bringing fingers to shoulders. We'll bring our elbows together if we can join them, and then round. And you can really enjoy this lovely flex, a little bit of our spine. Oh, this is my favourite one. I often say this, don't I? And the other way. I think we're always moving our hands and wrists and things like that, but we don't ever really do this, do we? Sort of day to day. Okay, lovely. So come off your cushions if you're on them. Extend your legs out. And we'll just do the same with the lower body, warming up from toes up to hips. So spreading our toes and then closing them, open and close. And then just have a moment and see if you can just isolate your little right toe and see if you can move just your little pinky toe all on its own. This is always a little bit fun. Sometimes it wants to cooperate and other times it doesn't. And then your left little toe. I'm better on my left. It actually wants to move on its own. Sometimes the other toes want to move as well. Okay, and then pointing, and then a lovely flex. And each time we do this movement, notice where you feel it change in your legs, calf muscles, perhaps the thighs. And then we'll take one foot over the other and just gently rotate. Our feet take a lot of effort from us if we're doing our 10,000 steps every day. So it's nice to look after them. Just a few directions. Let's swap feet. And other side, just a few times each way. This is where we get all the clicks. And the other way. Lovely. Okay. Bend your right knee. Just hold your hands under the thigh. And just move your knee joint and just see how that feels today. Lovely. Hands around the shin. Just lift the foot away and then we're just going to make circles and warm up our hip joint. And then just a few circles in the other direction. Whatever you can do today. Lovely. Swap sides. Let's do the left knee. So hands under the thigh and then just a few movements. And as always, listening to Satya, which means truth, and Ahimsa, non-harm. So anything that doesn't suit you today, don't do it. Stop doing it, lie down, whatever you need to do. It's more important that you listen to your body. And then the other way. Okay, bring the soles of your feet together if you can. And we'll just have a nice little stretching butterfly. It doesn't matter how far your legs come down or not. It's just about enjoying a nice little opening through the thighs and the opening through the hips. Taking some deep breaths here, nothing too strenuous, we're just warming up. Relaxing your shoulders a little, maybe softening a little bit in the neck if you want to just rest the head forward. And as you breathe to the belly and you feel that lovely movement of the breath up into the chest and the back. Okay, and then gently lifting the head. So we'll do a couple of cat-cows just to warm up our spine. So join me on your hands and knees. So hands under your shoulders, knees are under your hips. And we're in neutral spine. This is called tabletop. And then just tune into your breath before we move. Just follow the inhale and the exhale a few times. So many people kind of move and then think about how to breathe, but let's just think about the breath first. So on your next exhale, you will start to arch up, lowering the head and tailbone like a stretching cat. And then on the inhale, we start to drop the belly and we lift the head and tailbone as we come into cow. So just moving the spine between cat and cow. And it's sometimes nice just to close your eyes here. We're not doing this quickly. We're just really listening in and internalising what we're feeling with our body, with no judgment. You might like the cat pose, but then when you come into the cow, you might notice a few little twinges in the lower spine or upper spine, wherever it is. We've all got something a little bit niggly. And then we'll come just to a stillness. Let's rest ourselves back into Hatha Balasana. Take your knees wide and then just rest your arms down in front. So this is child's pose with the arms extended. Hatha means hands. Balasana is child's pose. And just resting your forehead down, having a nice stretch through the back and the upper back where your shoulder blades are. And then let's bring our hands over towards the right hand side. So the arms are still parallel. Just swing them over to the right so that we can feel a nice stretch through the left side of our body, around our waist and under the arms. And then we'll walk our hands back through centre and then over to the left. And just feel a nice stretch here. This is very stimulating for your gallbladder channel, anything that works the sides of your body. Let's come back through to the centre and walk our hands back towards our body. We're going to turn our toes under at the back and have a nice little stretch through the soles of our feet. Take a breath or so. Again, our feet get so forgotten. And we'll come to standing. Okay, we're going to do an earth sequence. Earth sequence is a really lovely one to sort of, again, if it's not as dynamic as the sun salutations, but it's a nice one to start with. So join me on the left side of your mat. So feet on your left. Only we do this because we bring our right foot to the side later on. So there's 5 parts to it, and each bit we do 3 times. So it's a little bit repetitive, but it's lovely. So let's start with a diamond shape of our hands, first finger and thumb. Breathing in, looking through your diamond, and then exhale, arms round and down to the side. Interlink your fingers, breathing into your throat. Turn the palms down and breathe out to the root. Arms forward as we breathe in. Exhale, round and down. We do this twice more. Breathing in. For those of you that know it, you can close your eyes if you wish, if you feel sturdy. Round and down. 3rd time, breathing in. Palms down, breathing out. Arms forward. And as the hands come up to the ceiling, we bring our right foot to the side. This is where we come now into a little squat. So staying with the arms, breathing into throat, palms down, and then we come to the earth. So bending your knees, touch the earth if you can. If you can't, that's just coming down as far as you can. Arms forward, round and down. Breathing in, breathing out, down to the earth. Breathe in, arms forward, round and down. Last time here, breathing in and down. As we come forward and up, we're going to turn to the right hand side. So your right leg is lengthened in front of you and your left leg is slightly bent beneath you. Bring your arms out in front of you. Breathe into your heart. Lean forwards, palms turn away, breathe out. Lean back, arms up, round and down. Breathe into heart. Breathe out, palms away. Leaning back, round and down to in front. 3rd time, breathing in and then out. And as the arms come up, we swivel to the other side. Left leg is lengthened, right leg bent. Leaning back, breathe into heart. And then forwards. Leaning back, arms round and down to in front. In, out. In and out. One more time. Nice little balance here between shifting the weight, and then we're going to turn to the front. This time we come into a forward fold. So breathe in, take the arms up, palms away, and then pivoting from your hips, not your waist, coming forward. And if you want to take just a breath and a pause here, you can. When you're ready, breathe in, arms up, arms round and down. Breathing in, extend. Breathe in up, round and down, one more time. Let go, wherever you don't need. And coming up. As we come up, we bring our right foot back to our left where we started, and our hands to our heart. Just close your eyes for a moment. Hold your thumbs to your heartbeat and just feel nice gentle pitter-patter of that heart going. Lovely. Okay, opening your eyes. How did that feel? It's so lovely and gentle, isn't it, a sequence? Very much working our root energy and our hearts as we're moving the arms. Okay, let's come to the mat. We'll do some bridge. Have a moment lying down. It's really nice, even though that was very gentle, let's just absorb the feelings of Earth sequence. Perhaps it makes you feel quite calm, and you may feel sort of a gentle feeling inside, heartwarming. It's quite nice, the Earth sequence, to sort of feel like you can spread your love all around the world. Give it a big hug, you know. We do need it sometimes. All right, let's draw the right knee in, then the left knee. Have a little rock and a cuddle. Massage your back. When we do this, we just have that opportunity to sort of reset before we come into another posture. So let's bring our feet to the mat. Our knees will be bent. So bring your feet as close to your buttocks as you can, and they're hip distance apart, so they're not together. If you were to reach down, you'd feel the outside edge of your feet. Palms are face down at the side of your body, and then we're going to engage our lower abdominal muscles, so pulling in and also pulling up on our pelvic diaphragm as well, so engaging our core here. And then we'll do a few of these. So when you're next inhale, we're going to push through the feet and lift up. So breathe in, lifting the hips away from the mat, so we come into this nice half bridge. Setu Bandhasan, this is called. And try not to let the knees sort of come out to the sides. Try and keep the legs lovely and parallel. Feeling engaged through your buttocks and your thighs and your back. And just take a lovely deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to start to lower down from the upper spine. Then we bring down the middle back and lower lumbar. Keeping that tailbone curled forward, we just roll out the lumbar spine last of all, so that it just returns to its natural curve. Okay, let's do that again. Inhale, push through the legs. Coming up. This time, I'd like you to bring your shoulder blades together behind your back. So just encourage a little bit more of a lift here, and you'll notice that your chin comes more to your chest, and you might notice that your feet roll out onto the outside edges of your feet and your knees want to start moving out to the side. Try and keep them nice and parallel, so engaging the inner thighs here. Okay, take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, part your shoulder blades away from your spine and just again gently roll down, feeling strong through your body and your back as you roll down. And then relaxing for a moment, just staying here, but just feeling that relaxation in your thighs and your buttocks And then we'll do this one more time. This time we're going to come onto the shoulders again and see if we can bring our hands to meet behind our back. So breathing in, coming up. Again, just shift your shoulder blades together towards your spine. And then see if you can link your hands. Doesn't matter if you can't, just see if you can clasp your hands behind your back and really engaging into the buttocks, feeling it strong in the backs and the front of your thighs. Let's take a deep breath in. As we exhale, we'll part the arms and the hands and shoulders and gently roll down. Allowing the spine to come down one vertebrae at a time. Let's stretch our legs out into Shavasana. Notice what you feel. Nice stimulation through the backs of your legs, and maybe the pelvis area feels nice and warm and like we've worked our body a little bit. Maybe the soles of your feet feel tingly where we've been pushing them into the mat. It's nice to notice how your practice affects you very gently and subtly in your energies. Okay, draw the knees in, one right leg, then left knee into the chest, having this little rock here. And then we'll come up to seated for a seated twist today. So rolling up. Facing forwards. Okay, when we sit, just always walk the pads of your buttocks out to the side so that you feel your sit bones connect more to the mat. You'll notice that more. Okay, so seated twist. We'll start with a lovely tall spine and we'll bring our right foot over our left knee. Those of you that got a mirror, you can sort of look and see if you've got a ruler down your back. We don't want to do a twist when we're sort of slouched like this. Okay. Left arm comes forward and hugs round that front knee. And then take your right arm forward and then just follow your fingers as you bring them round behind you. And either the fingers touch the mat or the whole palm touches the mat, that's fine. If you notice that you've slouched, really try and lift. And then we're going to breathe in, lift, and exhale, twist, looking over that right shoulder, looking behind you, and only going into this twist as much as is comfortable for you. Don't forget to breathe into your belly. Every time you inhale, encourage that lift. And every time you exhale, explore if you can twist even a little bit more. It doesn't matter if you can or can't, just notice. Okay, take a breath in. When you're ready, just coming back round to the front. Extend both legs out. Give them a little wiggle if you need to. Feels nice. Okay, other side. So lovely tall spine. Left foot over the right. Okay, lovely tall spine. Right arm comes round the front, left arm to the back. So your body is turning towards your lifted leg. Popping the hand, if you can, on the floor behind you. Okay, looking over your left shoulder. Now, if anybody's in pain doing this, you should come out of it, ease out of it. It's okay to feel a nice stretch, but if anything's painful, that's not right. Okay, breathing to belly, feeling the belly maybe push against the thigh. Try and feel some expansion in your rib cage as you breathe. Perhaps a nice sort of pull around your buttock in the stretch. Okay, take a deep breath in. Let's come back round to the front. Just lie down for a moment. After any kind of twist, I always find it is good to come into a pose which just encourages our spinal alignment again. So as you lie here, just sort of imagine all of the cartilage between your vertebrae kind of plumping back and coming into its nice cushion shape again, having been twisted and squeezed. And twists are really wonderful for your spine and the blood flow and the nerves that flow through your spine. So your nervous system, your lymphatic system, your digestive system gets a nice little wring out like a wet rag. So twists are wonderful, and also for your solar plexus, which is linked with your self-confidence and your self-esteem and your motivation in life. Our little store of prana inside. Okay, lovelies, bring your knees in, right one, then left one. And we do the right one first so that it follows the ascending colon in the body. Have a little rock. Have a few little circles on your spine. Maybe roll the knees round and feel a little bit more of the back against the mat in a few directions. Okay, and then coming to standing. I'd like us to do a salutation today, sun salutation. But we'll do it nice and slowly. So coming to the top of your mat. The reason we come to the top is because we're going to take the feet back. And then bring your hands to your heart centre. Okay, take a lovely deep breath in. As we exhale, we drop the arms down. And then we inhale, take the arms up as we salute the sun in a very gentle back bend. Fold forward as we exhale. Bringing the hands in line with the toes if you can. Don't worry if you need to bend your knees here. And then bring your hands to your shins and lift your back as if you're flattening your back and you're looking ahead of you. And then we're going to take the hands back down to the mat and take the right foot back and the knee comes down. So we're in sort of a low lunge here. Okay, take a moment, let's take a breath and we gaze upwards if we can. We're going to put the hands down onto the mat, we're turning the back toes under and we're going to bring that left foot back to the right into what we call down dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. This is also known as mountain pose because we look like a mountain as well. So sometimes it's known as mountain. In this posture, you don't have to have your heels down. You don't have to have your legs straight. But keeping a nice strong arms and flat back and lifting your tailbone as if someone's pulling you from your tailbone upwards. And we can pace our feet here. Let's just pedal as if we're walking the dog. And enjoy a nice little stretch through the backs of our legs. And then we come to a stillness. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, drop your knees down to the mat. Uncurl your toes and we're going to bring our buttocks back to our heels. From here, we're going to breathe in and flow across the mat into Sphinx. Easy Cobra. So bringing your elbows under your shoulders like a Sphinx pose. And shining your heart forward and bringing your ears away from your shoulders. We're looking ahead. Notice if you're very tight in your buttocks and your lower back. See if you can just gently relax a little bit. Okay. Now we're going to bring the hands under the shoulders. Turn the toes under. We'll push ourselves back up into that down dog. And again, just have a few breaths here, maybe pace the feet. Okay, so we're going to bring our left foot between our hands. So draw your shoulders over your hands first, and then try and encourage that left foot forwards. This is the tough bit, so don't worry if you can't all do it. Okay? Sometimes it needs a little nudge sometimes. Don't worry if you can't get there. Okay, looking up. Bring both feet together at the top of the mat. Link your thumbs together. And we're going to sweep up. That's warmed you all up, hasn't it? That's only one side. We've always got to do the other side. And then you can lie down. Okay, hands to heart. So we're doing the same thing, but the other side. We'll do it nice and slowly. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale. Salute the sun. Fold forward as we exhale. Bend your knees if you need to generously. I always need to because my lower back has a little twinge in it sometimes. Hands in line with the toes. And then hands to shins. Lift your back and flatten it, looking ahead of you. Hands back down to the mat. And the left leg goes back. Knee comes down into this low lunge. Okay. Gazing up. This is equestrian. And then hands to the mat. Turn your back toes under. Bring your right foot back to your left into down dog. Nice strong pose here. This builds strength in our shoulders and our arms. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lower the knees to the mat. Bring your buttocks back to your heels. This is a lovely stretch through your spine. As we inhale, we're going to flow across the mat into Sphinx. Gazing forwards, trying to relax a little bit in your buttocks and your lower back if you're really tight and all tied up. Hands under the shoulders now, back up into down dog. Coming onto your knees first if that's easier for you, and then pushing a bottom up into down dog. Okay, so this is now the other side, the tough one, where we've got to bring the right foot forward. So draw your shoulders over your hands and then bring your right foot forwards. Don't worry, it's the tough one. It gets easier in time. Both feet together at the front of the mat and lifting up. Hands to heart. All right, lie down, my loves. Let's have a moment. We did it nice and slowly today, even though it takes a little bit longer. Okay, and relax. As you lie here, notice how you feel. Do you feel quite energized in a subtle way? Do you feel like there's a little bit of energy buzzing about? Yeah. We've stimulated, by doing the sun salutation, the right side of our body and our left brain, which is linked with our masculine aspects of ourselves, Pingala. So the side of us that's motivated, that takes action, that's analytical in life, sees the black and white in things, it gets on and does stuff. Linked with heat and the sun. And opposing that, our left side is our lunar, our feminine energy that's more creative and calm and gentle, nurturing. So we have all these parts. It's not about being a boy or a girl, male or female. It's the aspects of our whole self that we all have, and how yoga works to stimulate both of these types of energy that flow through us. So we'll draw our knees in, right one, then left one. Again, have a nice little rock. And perhaps your body feels a bit looser, like there's a bit more space in your body, that you feel slightly more balanced mentally. Hopefully, through your practice and your movement and your breath, you haven't thought about anything else other than really what you're doing on your mat. So the whole outside world can stay away from these four corners of the mat, just for this time that you're giving yourself this practice. Okay, so rolling up to seated, let's come into some seated floor work. So we'll show, we'll come into some, well, let's do butterfly, because we always love this one, don't we? Okay, let me show you. Right, so you can use the bolster with butterfly like this. So it's what we did earlier, feet together. Or you can rest it on your feet. I know we do this one often. This is quite nice. But any of you with tender lower backs, this is lovely. You can have a go at this one. Is your back okay, my love? Yeah, it's all right. But this is one that a lot of us like doing, isn't it? It's less on the hips. If anyone's got hip issues, then this is quite nice. So we can just soften here for a moment. Start to relax the head, soften through your shoulders. And focus on your breath. Enjoy the deep breaths into your belly. And the lovely movement and expansion in the chest and how your rib cage moves and all the muscles in your back you can perhaps feel. Lovely conscious, intentional breath. Even here, you might feel like you're holding some muscle tension. So see if you can just gently let go even more. Gently lift up. Let's take a breath and lift up. Okay. Popping the cushion to the side. Just leaning back for a moment. Maybe having a little wriggle in the waist. Taking the head back. Okay. And this actually reminds me of a really nice little pose, camel pose, which I don't particularly like myself, but we can come into easy camel, baby camel, where we come onto our knees and we just lean back into the arms like this. So you can have a little go. Some of you, I know your knees, don't do this one, Diane, you might not like, okay? Sometimes you can have like a blanket behind the knees to help. So this is always a little bit of an option because it is a compression. You can do this. And just leaning back onto the fingertips and lifting the chest up. Taking the head back. Now you might not feel very comfortable in it, but just it's a lovely heart opener and throat opener. Lifting your head up and then coming up. Okay, have a lie down. So as you lie down, notice your back. Often when we come into back bends, even if they're a little bit challenging, it's really quite lovely on the body afterwards, the after effect of a pose. So just taking some breaths here. And perhaps what we'll do now is we'll come into a cobra child little flow. So draw your knees in. Have a little rock again. And so we'll come back onto your knees onto your belly actually. We'll come in onto our belly. And just bringing, maybe let's make a pillow first. Rest your cheek on your hands. Taking a few breaths here. As you breathe, you can feel the belly push into the mat. And a lovely kind of movement and rock or expansion in the back as you breathe. And so from here, we're going to just bring our hands under our shoulders, but slightly lower than the shoulders. We're going to push up and come back into Hatha Balasana. Now your heels may not come back to, your buttocks may not come back to your heels, but just enjoy this stretch. And then we're going to breathe in and come back onto the mat into that little baby cobra. Okay, and then we're going to flow back, breathe in, and then as you exhale, move. If this hurts your knees, Diane, don't do it, love. It's all right. Okay, that's good. Inhale, come back onto the belly. So as we do this little flow, you're getting a nice flex through your spine. As you push up through your hands, let's push up. You're working your shoulders and your arms. It's almost like coming up into a little push-up. As we just push back and stretch through our spine here. Get a lovely stretch through the shoulder blades. And then we'll just breathe in, come back onto the belly, and just make a pillow with your hands. Have a little rest. Has that worn you out? What I want you to feel is that lovely little kind of gentle movement through your back and your spine. Deep breaths to the belly against the mat. And just feel your lower back lifting, giving your abdominal region, digestive system a little massage. Okay, let's lift up. Roll yourself onto your back. I know you have to go the other way, don't you, a little bit when you move. Okay, have a few moments just to observe. Try and relax your buttocks, relax your legs. Look through your whole back and your spine as to where you're still holding tension. Maybe as you let your chin tuck in ever so gently, the rest of your spine sort of knocks on and relaxes all the way down. Okay, I'd like to do bench. So the reason you've got your blankets, if you just bringing these in for a moment, let's roll up to seated. What I'd like you to do is fold them into kind of a little square, so it looks a bit like a sofa cushion. Everyone's got a different size. Just try and make it something like that. And then we're going to put that behind our back. And this is really lovely. This is one of my favourite things we do. Take it a little bit further away from your back so you can feel like a few inches or your hand will fit between. And then we lie back. The reason we do that is so that we have a little bit more of a shape in the thoracic spine rather than the lumbar. And then just take your arms out to the sides, wherever you're comfortable. And you can just feel that very gentle lift in the chest. It's very nurturing and supportive. It's lovely, isn't it? And obviously, however you fold your blanket, you can fold it so it's a little bit higher. However you like. But really, you're only being sort of lifted probably an inch or so off the mat. But that very gentle alteration to the shape of your spine is lovely. There's an opening in the heart. There's an opening through your throat chakra as well. And just breathe. Enjoy being in your body. However much we moan about it, really, we're fairly pleased it does what it needs to do. So just enjoying a few breaths here. It's nice to feel supported by the blanket, by the mat, by Mother Earth. And just take a breath. We're going to lift our heads up, lift yourself up just enough to pull the blanket away from you and come back down to the mat into Shavasana. And you'll really notice the difference. Noticing that difference from just having that little cushion there. Allow yourself to soften and relax. And then in a minute we'll raise the legs into waterfall, legs up the wall pose. And if you want to use either that blanket that you had or your moon cushions. It's up to you. So bend your knees and then just bring that cushion underneath your bottom with it curved towards you, and then we'll raise the legs. So either the blanket or the cushion or the meditation cushion, either or, and bring your legs up in the air. This is a very comfortable position. Altering your prop so that it's comfortable enough for your, bless you, for your legs to sort of tilt. No, bless you, bless you. So this is always lovely at the end of a class, whether it's raised legs or some other inversion. It's just a bit restful on your heart. Allows all the fluid to drain in the opposite direction for a while. And just close your eyes and bring your awareness to your third eye. The area between your brows is your intuitive center, Ajna. You might see in your mind's eye a purple or an indigo, which links with this energy. You don't have to have your legs straight. They can be nice and bent. Okay, let's bend the knees. Just lower the feet. Take a moment, pull out the cushion or whatever you were using. Let yourself come into Shavasana for a few breaths, and then we'll have relaxation. Okay. Just for a few moments before we relax, let's just do a breathing practice as we lie here. 3-part yogic breath. So those of you that know it's fine. Otherwise, maybe bring one hand onto your belly, one hand onto your chest. And the 3-part breath is as it sounds. We breathe in 3 parts. So breathe into the belly, then breathe up into the chest. And then the 3rd part, up where the collarbone is, up to the clavicle area. And then a nice slow exhale. And the hands are here just so you can feel the individual areas move. So breathe belly, chest, and up to the shoulders, the head. Slow exhale. And now if you want to bring your fingers and rest them on your collarbones, we'll do the same thing, just feeling this part of the breath. So belly, chest, and then just topping up that breath so that you feel it right up into the upper part of our chest. Exhale. Belly, chest, head. And then you can relax your arms down to the side of your body. And just let's breathe this way a few more times. Very calming. Just one more. Allowing the breath to be nice and fluid. Okay, so we're going to relax now. If you want to pull over your blankets, bring the moon cushions under your knees, put on your socks, whatever you need to do to get comfy and cozy. best bit, lying down. Shavasana. So this is where it's just nice to have a bit of time to relax. Try not to go to sleep, but if you do, then so be it. Trying to just be very conscious of where you're lying. So begin by relaxing. Let's start at the head, relaxing the hair and the scalp and all of your face. Softening your jaw, maybe your lips open and the jaw softens. Relaxing the neck and your shoulders and arms all the way down to fingers and hands. Just letting the palms face upwards, fingers curled. And softening the chest and the belly, the sides of your waist, and the whole length of your back. Relaxing your buttocks, the pelvis, hips and thighs. And then softening around your knees, shins and calves, and your ankles, feet and toes. Taking some deep breaths and allowing the body to really sink into the mat and calm. I'm just going to read to you a practice, mauna meditation, observing silence. Excessive talking tends to distract the mind and make it very difficult to focus inward and meditate. Try subduing your speech and learning to listen more. You will probably find that after some time you can control your senses and your mind more easily, and that all forms of communication seem more meaningful. By creating silence within your mind, you begin to become aware of what others are really saying. Not only their voices, but also with their facial expressions in their bodies. Deep listening is a skill that creates a profound connection with other people at the throat chakra, and often leads to more compassionate connections at your heart chakra. The practice of keeping silence, which in Sanskrit is known as mauna, is a powerful exercise that can help you to conserve, purify, and strengthen the energy of your throat chakra. As you practice mauna meditation, you will begin through a process of self-analysis to make sure that your words coincide with your actions, and to ensure that both your words and your actions remain in tune with your thoughts. So when you do meditate this way, choosing a time or a place where you aren't around people and you have the opportunity to keep silent. And you can practice your pranayama, your breathing, or any of the yoga poses, the asana. Or just doing simple manual work, but not listening to music or the television. Something that just is easy, nothing of intellectual focus such as reading. As you decrease the external noise around you, note the busyness of your internal mental environment. In the early days practicing Mauna meditation, notice the number of thoughts that arise in your mind and break your silence. You might suddenly remember a phone call you have to make, or some old worries or problems, and emotions might surface. Try not to allow them to become involve yourself with these concerns, just watching your thoughts as if they are bubbles that just pop or float away. Just trying to introduce that increased mental awareness as you practice this. Your silent practice stills the bubbling thoughts and surges of emotion. And noticing how the words, when you do utter them, have great power. So just taking some silence now, noticing. Just very gently, no need to move just yet. Just bring your awareness back. Take a few moments to think about how you're feeling. have a moment of gratitude. It's always lovely when you have these pauses in your day just to think of a few things that you're really grateful for. Always puts you in a very high vibration when we're in gratitude. Attitude, gratitude. Perhaps just take some deep breaths now. Feel the breath in your body before you move. And these might be the last few conscious breaths you're aware of today before everything goes back into autopilot. Enjoying this peaceful time that you have. And knowing that you can always allow yourself this space, even just 10 minutes. You can allow yourself any time in the week to just simply be and relax. Start beginning to move, maybe fingers and toes, and gently rolling the head from side to side. Have a nice stretch if you want to take your arms overhead. Feeling good, feeling like you've moved your body and connected with your breath. And then you can hug your knees in and roll up gently to seated. We will chant 3 Oms together. So just bringing your hands to Chin Mudra. Have a moment just to settle again. Okay, so taking a nice deep breath in. And just bringing your palms together, rubbing them vigorously so that you can feel more than just that warmth, that heat in your palms. And then we'll palm the eyes, bring the hands over the eyes, gently blinking, letting that warmth from your hands into the eyes, letting the fingers part now and let the light through. Draw your hands down to your heart. Om Shanti. Namaste. Thank you, lovelies.